We tried to find the correspondence dinner film. We couldn't find it. Our next guest is one of the great stars of stage and screen. You've seen him in American Beauty. Got an Oscar for that. 7. Too scary for me. Didn't go. L.A. Confidential. Awesome movie. And my favorite, The Usual Suspects. Kevin Spacey. It's great to have you.
Thank you very much.
You don't really need an introduction.
Thanks. Very kind. You were very kind earlier, by the way. Both of you.
What did I say?
Well, you were talking about films I'd done.
Oh, we love your movies.
You were very kind.
Yeah, everybody loves your movies.
Thank you.
You're one of those actors that, just everybody goes, oh, yeah, he's great. It's just a natural thing.
Well, that's nice of you to say.
Yeah. Are you doing anything right now, or just?
I'm actually not. I've taken this whole year off.
Just for this Trigger Street?
Just to get here, actually.
For this interview.
Bring a little class to this network.
Look how well dressed he is.
Look at us.
We've never had anybody on this show like so well dressed.
Well, I thought it was time, dinner wear.
I'm wearing a tuxedo next. So you apparently are a bit of a geek because you decided to use the web for your new business.
I have, and I'm proud to be a geek. Look, what we tried to do with TriggerStreet.com, which we'll talk about a little bit later.
Yeah, Dana's going to be here.
Dana will come out.
Demo.
Dana Brunetti is the president of TriggerStreet.com. Just to try to use the web for what it was originally designed for, which is access and communication and information. So we're not trying to make money. Right. We're kind of entering this vast, barren wasteland.
Eliminate the middleman and go direct to the source.
Exactly.
Basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very good for that kind of thing. It puts people out of business who are the middlemen, but it's good for the either end, right?
Exactly.
As long as you're not a travel agent. So you use technology at all yourself?
I do, actually. Yeah. I've actually recently really gotten into digital photography.
That's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. And I like what you can do with all the Photoshop stuff.
Use a Mac or a PC for Photoshop?
I use Apple G4
cool.
and Epson printers. I have one that's this size, and I have one that's this size.
Little one?
Yeah, but it's great what you can do, in manipulating
what kind
photos.
Of stuff do you do?
Well,
you take people's heads off?
Well, for example,
Thor Birch's head and you put it on somebody else's body?
No, see, you didn't see 7, so you can't say that.
You're right, it was too scary to me.
No, but you can help people, who look a little tired in pictures.
I could use that.
I help myself a lot.
Is there a little tool that you just kind of go?
Yeah, you just kind of go in there and you take a little,
You're retouching your own photos?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
What kind of camera do you use now?
I have a Canon ELPH.
I have one in my pocket.
Do you? Do you have the new one?
They're so small.
See, I want to upgrade to the new one. Yeah, see, this is great.
This is the S230. There's a one later than that.
Yeah, they're great. They're really great.
But you find that big enough for you?
Yeah, you know what's great about it? I went recently. I took a trip to Africa.
Oh, fun.
And it was great because every place I went, I had it just, I had the little
it's always there.
Pack, and I could take it out and take photos.
Do you bring it on the set, stuff like that?
I do. Yeah, I take a lot of pictures. I like sort of, documenting stuff. It's fun to do.
That seems to be common with actors, actually. There's a lot of them would take pictures.
Well, Jeff Bridges, who I did a film called K-Pax with, he actually did a book
I've seen the K-Pax pictures
that we did, and he takes black and whites, but he takes them with this really wild camera that does that kind of thing where it goes. I don't know what it's called.
It is because they're bizarre-looking photos.
Yeah, and he'll do a thing where he takes half the photo with your face like this, and then the other half with your face like that, and he puts them together.
They're really weird.
It's really fun. Yeah,
they're on JeffBridges.com has a few of them on his website as well.
Oh,
in fact, the K-Pax pictures.
JeffBridges.com.
Yeah, it's a great site. It's a wonderful site because he does it. It's handwritten.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I haven't, but he told me you've been stopping him, and he'd like you to stop it.
Okay, give me the camera back.
All right. Sorry.
Okay.
I thought that was mine. Isn't
No,
that the gig?
I don't give you stuff. No. I'm going to show you my phone though, because I understand you don't like this phone.
Which phone?
This is you. You have this phone, don't you?
I do like that phone.
Because it's a Palm.
Yes.
And then it's also a phone, so you can dial and all that stuff. But
look, all I need, what I really need, I need a phone that does everything that this phone is supposed to do.
Smaller.
Yeah.
Supposed to do. You mean it doesn't do what it's supposed to do?
Well, I have a chip, I think, somewhere in my body that doesn't allow the Trio to work for me. I don't know why. I'm kind of embarrassed about it. I've gone through 3 of them.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Keep breaking?
And friends of mine, Dana has one.
I've been very happy with it.
Everyone's very happy with it, but for some reason, I don't know. It's a birth defect.
See, I thought you might complain that it's too big because it is kind of clunky for a phone.
I like it. No,
you don't feel dorky like talking.
No, you know why I like this? I'll show you exactly why I like this. Because when you're at the end of a conversation, and let's say it's an argument, and you're winning, this is the great thing to do. Yeah, well, fine.
Oh! Slam that lid down.
That's
it's satisfying, isn't it?
Satisfying feeling.
There's nothing like that.
There's a very Star Trek quality to that.
I gotta ask you a question.
Maybe that's why they don't work.
He's slamming the phone.
Maybe that's the
problem.
problem.
Of course, you're breaking the darn thing. I do have a question for you that I've been meaning to ask you for a long time, and it's probably a sensitive question for you. A lot of people want to ask you this, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to.
Yes, okay.
Are you Kaiser Soze or not? Because it's been driving me crazy. Because now, if you haven't seen the movie, don't listen, okay?
Yeah, don't listen. Some say his father was German.
Oh.
Nobody ever believed he was real. Nobody ever knew him or saw anybody that ever worked directly for him. But to hear Kobayashi tell it, anybody could have worked for him.
One take?
One take. You never knew.
It's brilliant.
One take, yeah.
There's a guy on the web who has the whole thing, all the dialogue, and it's just fascinating to read. And you
Well, look, it was an incredible... Chris McQuarrie wrote that screenplay, just wrote an amazing story.
You play Verbal Kint.
That's right.
But you make a transformation at the end. After you tell this story, that makes one believe that perhaps...
you're going to get letters.
For why?
Because
I'm spoiling it?
Well, come on. You're
okay, I won't say anymore.
The board. You're right on the high wire, man. You're about to go off.
Are you?
This show is going.
Yes or no? Are you? Are you not?
Sumi is looking around thinking, hey, maybe it's my turn.
First of all, she is. First of all, everybody's seen this movie. It's the greatest movie, and every geek has seen this movie. It's like, for some reason, it's a cult fanatic film for geeks.
Let me try to answer your question in a way that is actually my favorite story about it. When Bryan Singer, the director of the film, actually showed the movie for the first time to the cast and the crew, one of the funniest things I ever saw was Gabriel Byrne absolutely being incensed because he was absolutely convinced during the course of the film that he was Kaiser Soze. And he took Brian out into the parking lot and had a 10-minute argument about how was it that he wasn't Kaiser Soze.
So do you know or do you not what the truth is?
I think what's great is that Stephen Baldwin could think he is.
Nobody really knows.
Kevin Pollak could think he is. I think what's great about that movie is that it's really just from the point of view from which you are looking.
One of the
and that, to me, is what the whole movie's about. The truth is sometimes right in front of your eyes. Yeah. It just depends on from which angle you're looking at it.
Yeah, a great ensemble cast in that. Benicio del Toro. Wonderful. Can't understand a word he's saying.
You still can't.
Kevin, it's great. Stick around. We're going to actually take a look at Trigger Street, your new venture, because we didn't really get to talk. But Data will be here. So he's going to demonstrate it a little bit. And by the way, if you've got a story to tell, this could be your big chance. You've got that, they say everybody has one book in them, one script in them. Kevin Spacey, I don't know what that has to do with anything right there, what you're looking at. But Kevin Spacey's new company is waiting to turn your story into a Hollywood blockbuster.
A blockbuster.
A blockbuster.